this classroom, in this school, I am God!
Me and my mom, you're fuck! Fuck's sake, fine! Try this dumbass shake.
Welcome, 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 friends and students of Animation Club School. I'm so happy to be back here from our little vacation. For those who are new or here the first time, I see we have some people who are here for the first time for the first stream. Welcome. We give you a special little shout out. Welcome to our YouTube workshops. And if you like what you see here, I suggest you go down below in the description and click and look through our October courses so you can continue your animation journey for yourself. For those who don't know me, my name is Kata. I'm part of Animation Club School, and I will be greeting you on all of these workshops like this. And also, I'll be hosting weekly practices on Discord. So feel free to also go in the description and check them out. So, and I wouldn't be able to be a host or hosting anything if we didn't have a guest to host. So let's welcome our 2D mentor, 2D animation mentor, Edward Kurchevsky. Edward, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, especially for those who are here for the first time and are meeting you?
Hello,
for the first
my
time.
name is Edward Kurchevsky. I've been teacher in Animation Club School for already 7 years. And yeah, basically I'm a 2D traditional animator based in Paris. And I like to teach and share my knowledge with students. So it's exactly what we're gonna do today. We're gonna talk today about the animation consistency, about how to keep the character design in model, not to lose the proportions and to have appealing drawing. This is very important. I think for me, this is like appeal, the most difficult one of the principles of animation, and yeah, I hope this workshop will be interesting for you. And Kata will mention it also, but there's gonna be like two section workshop like with two sections. In 2 weeks, we're gonna see each other again, and I will give you feedback, free feedback for everyone who will apply your work. Yeah, I will give you feedback about the motion, about the character design consistency, and we will see how well you will like receive this workshop as well.
Exactly. So basically today we're going to mostly have a demonstration from Edward, and we're going to discuss questions as how to animate a character in a specific design and how to keep this design through the whole animation so your eyes won't be in two different places when you started and when you finished it, what principles you should keep in mind, what maybe things and foundations should be in there to be able to keep a consistent design. And are there any kind of tips and tricks you can use to basically help yourself on the journey? And yes, Edward already told you, but this is actually a double stream. You probably noticed from all of the part ones in every name and image we have for the stream. This is part one of Keep It Consistent workshop. So part two is going to be all about your submission specifically. And we have basically the rules also in the description, but we'll talk and elaborate more on them later during the stream and the demonstration. But you'll be able to send in your work. And on August 2nd, in 2 weeks from now, we will review it here on the YouTube channel as well. So let's see if there's anything we missed. Oh, yep. So before we actually jump into the best part of the workshops, let me talk about some things, especially for the people who are new. People who have been here for a long time, they already know the basic rules, but I will have to reiterate them again. First of all, we have a chat. It's probably on the right side of your screen, and you are able to interact with us. I saw a lot of people already saying hi, everyone, and telling their animated program of choice. I'm also a Clip Studio fan and a TV Paint fan. So we're in the same camp. You can also use this chat for questions. First of all, they have to be related to animation or Animation Club School in general. Second, they have to be polite and nice. And third, we have already a couple of people going by this rule. You have to use the word question in all caps before you actually type a question, because sometimes I might miss. I have like a lot of stuff on my screen. So there's a chance if I won't see your question if you don't have a big word in caps in front of it. And one last thing I have to mention, if this is something you feel called to, you like animation, sign up for our October courses. There's plenty enough time to think about it and get on board. The courses will go on for 3 months. You'll meet weekly, and it's a very good place for people who are only starting out, as well as for those who already been animating for some time and they want to improve their craft that they have already now. Plus, I would love to see you on our courses and, in the schoolyard as well. Okay. I think I've told all I need to tell before we actually jump into the workshop. So now let's actually go to kind of the best part of it. Would you like to share the screen with us?
Yes. So basically, as you saw in the cover of the workshop, we're gonna work with Tulio, one of the main characters from the road to El Dorado. Let me share my screen.
Mhm.
So I little bit prepared, and I already like did one frame, only one. Next one I that you will see is just rough, but it's good because when you will start your animation, first of all, everything starts with an idea. After when you will create, will you figure it out what you want to do, how your character will move. I usually do reference. It could be, of course, you like not everyone, also not me, I don't have any Oscars, for acting and stuff, but you can still try to act a little bit and understand what you're gonna do, because usually our brain, I mean, I'm talking for myself, but usually when I imagining stuff and I just go straight and work with that with my imagination, I think it always fools me, and I usually do mistakes. I don't understand how maybe the head or the I don't know, like the neck or the proportions or the other stuff works in and reference always help me to understand my character better, in how it's placed in the surroundings, in the scene, right? Remember that I mean, everything what we're gonna talk today, it's a little bit more advanced level, because acting basically put a character in consistency. It's a little bit advanced, right? So I will not like say anything about like bouncing balls and like timing and spacing. It's more about appeal, design, moving, and show basically my work process when I do animation like that. So again, like I said, we start with the reference, and basically I did my creepy reference here. Let's see how it works. So basically, we're gonna do a take, like the head rotation with a slightly like a motion change. You see, it's nothing complicated. Basically, I had the three emotions here in the beginning. Whatever, I was kind of sleepy, I guess. Here I did something more joyful in animation. You see, it's not about like copying your reference, right? If you're not in a mood to play, you don't have to. It just, for example, the understanding the anatomy, the position in the space, and etc. Basically, you know, yeah. Here I get something like I don't know, some thoughts, and then I turn like surprisingly, like carefully turn to another direction. So basically, this I'm gonna use. I will not put it here. I think I will put it on different screen. But you can see already that this kinda our beginning point, right? You see my character Tulio. He's already in the design in model, kinda. Um, so, like I said, the putting character in model, I always struggle with that. So we're gonna struggle together today. All right. So yeah, when I did my reference, next thing it's this take a reference. It's my first step. My second step, I go and search for the screenshots from the movie. Why not? Like you can ask why I'm not going to the model sheet. This is like exactly what it made for, right? But usually model sheet it's still work in progress, like the progress of the character. I would say don't take characters from model sheet because they very different, sometimes very different from the like of final work. Only when okay, I will hide myself. Only when animators come and work with the character, when they put them in motion, they fully understand the design. They can improve it, they can make it prettier and whatever. It's exactly what you have to do. You have to go and search for Tulio in the internet, like I did, and you can search for different kinds of directions of the face. Sometimes, like for example, um, like you saw me in the first position, like I was in a three-quarter and I'm looking to the right, to the left. Basically I need that kind of direction, right? So I could use maybe this one, I could use maybe this one, maybe this one. But of course, I'm not. It's not only about the copying another like pose, right? It's about understanding design in specific direction, in specific angle, and if there is like a screenshot made by another animator, you have to use it. It's not cheating. It's the way of doing the animation because some students ask me, do you have time to get to know the character when you go to the project? No, you don't. When you start your project, you just go and have to deliver the job right away. You have no time like a week or months or year just to get to know the character. No, there's just, okay, you have a shot, you have a model sheet, go. Only in the weeklies you can see other people's animation and you can see, oh, I like this shot, oh, I like this pose, this is amazing, and you can grab this pose, grab this emotion from other people, and it's completely fine. You have to do that. It's not just I'm like, oh, it's stealing. No, there is no like such a thing as stealing. You work together on one project, and if someone does cool pose and emotion, you have to use it. Believe me, if you will do that, it's not solving all your problems. You still have to do good animation and draw it, even if you retrace the face. But while retracing, you can lose the appeal. This is like the worst thing. Basically, I mean, students also show me animation and say, oh, this pose was in a reference, oh, this pose was in a movie or TV series, whatever, but I see that it's not very beautiful, it's not that appealing as it could be. And I always ask, okay, show me, and we will see what's wrong, why it's not like that. And usually when they show me, they just, that retrace it not carefully, or maybe there is another option. That in animation industry, especially in the future films, there is a lot of assistance. There is a lot of, like, for example,
Oh,
like the best animators works maybe only on the keys, to make as much works as possible, and then in betweening, breakdowning and stuff, maybe there is a like assistants who made them, and since maybe the budget like limited, they, for example, assistant made some in between, and it was not that beautiful as a key, and they just have to go on, move on, and you basically maybe by accident took this assistance frame, right? And maybe it was not that
okay.
beautiful. Maybe something maybe missing, uh, and that's why there is many things, many options why it's not as beautiful. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I collect this. I spend like, I don't know, like 10 minutes, maybe less, just to Google it, right away go to and see the frames. And I like this frame. It's also very bad quality, but it's also maybe good for us to understand the shape, understand the design, but we have to still figure it out the details because it's not very clear. And basically, when you yeah, take that, you put this character in the TV Paint. For example, I use TV Paint. I use TV Paint 11. Now there is TV Paint 12. I still didn't get it. But for example, there is amazing tool in TV Paint 11. It's not a commercial. I mean, in the school we have it's still in the school we have a discount, but this is not the advertisement of TV Paint. Okay, I'm just sharing my approach. Basically, in a TV Paint you have the tool that called guideline. It's here on this panel. When you have this guideline, you can add support image and you can import anything. For example, you can import this frame, you see? Wow, I did it, and you see, I can move it. I can even flip. Oh my God.
Wow.
Or I can rotate, I can do anything. Transparency, yes. And yeah, scale, whatever. So this is very useful because usually in 2Paint, for example, I don't look in before, when you import the image and you move it and it's like lose quality if you put it
Mhm.
here because it's out of the frame, it cuts, but this is
Yeah.
stays here, and this is just a game changer. This is what you have to do. And also, for example, what I did as well, I found how to put it in the shortcuts. Do that. What can it give you? When you make a character, when you draw it, like I said, retracing character, it can fool you. You will retrace, but you will still lose appeal. What to do in this case? How you can still keep the consistency and to put him in design? You can make something like that. You go completely full opacity and go that, you see. And when you do that, you basically flip. You can check, of course this is ugly because it's very low quality, right? I mean it's low resolution, but in the future we're going to use better images, and you can flip and see. Of course I changed already the angle, but you can check like by flipping. Do I miss something in his design? Maybe his ear, maybe his nose, maybe something else. And by that, you will definitely get as close as possible to the final design. Again, now I almost like 90% retraced the character basically because I like this pose. It's basically feel it. It's not the body. The body I changed. You see, right? But it's this is very important. You don't have to. I did it when I was much younger. When I create an idea, I go straight without reference. Maybe I go straight to the screenshots and pick screenshots that I think gonna suit me. And I put the screenshots in order and basically lock myself within screenshots that I found within poses that was already used by another animators. But this approach, I think it's bad because if you lock yourself in within other characters, other animators frames, you basically just go from one screenshot to another screenshot, and you will have like stiff animation. Your acting will be not yours. You will be you maybe you couldn't play it fully as you could. For example, like imagine like some an emotional moment, right? And you just, oh, how I should draw it. I have to find a reference first. No, you have to play that. You have to make rough animation and then collect references to your animation, as close to your animation, not other way around. Do not put your rough animation to reference. You have to put reference to your animation. This is very important. And yeah, so these main things from the beginning will change your life. And okay, let's begin then. I
I love
will
how you
animate.
already answered like a couple of the questions we had in the chat.
Yeah.
One was like what kind of exercises you can do to kind of practice consistency, and what do you do when you work in a specific project and there are no references to get from the movie. But you already talked about those
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
how you basically just
It's
collaborate with other people.
your comrades. You have to look at
Hmm.
your um yeah at your people at the team.
Amazing.
And how to practice is basically live drawing. You have to have I mean 2D animation it's about the drawings, right? You have to be a good artist, right? A good drawer. So you have to practice live drawing. Have to practice, yeah, working with I mean, draw the head, skull, uh, arms, hands. It's super tough. You
Hmm.
have to draw hands, and even if you do that, you still have to. I usually just take photos of my hands and put them in a specific angle and specific position in animation, and I don't retrace them. I just stylize them. But since if you do, for example, realistic hand, it's gonna be useful for you. All right, maybe there is any more
Yep.
questions, or we go.
One more
Yeah.
from Loopy Parts. There is one more question, but I'm going to leave it for the next batch. I have a question. I know it isn't related to the mainstream, but it's more about the courses. Do you need TV Paint to do your basic animation course in
No.
October?
No. You can do animation in whatever software. I use in TV
Yes.
Paint, but you can do, I don't know, in iPad, Tubo Harmony, Clip Studio, whatever animate, and just export the video file for me.
I personally finished the first course working on CaliPeg and an iPad, and then I
Hmm.
switched to TV Paint when I went to the second course. So no, absolutely not
Yeah,
necessary.
yeah. I did my choice, but it's not could should be yours. You can do yourself. Okay. Let's begin then. So I have another frame. You see, basically, I stopped here. I didn't continue much because I wanted to show you if you put one drawing, like the first pose in model right away, and you know the idea, you have a reference. You don't need to maybe to search, right? That's why I love reference because I don't need to search. The positions, the arcs, maybe. I mean, if of course this animation is about the turn. It's a simple. He's not like making like backflip or something, right? I just can if it's not something dynamic that you really need to draw, plan. It's just like emotion and turn. You can go straight forward. Of course, not with all in betweens, but still, you can try to put already your rough frames kind of in right proportions. So basically, what we're gonna do now, when I have this first frame in model, also flip This is flip. Okay, guideline, flip, out of peg. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. If in Toon Harmony, it's called shift and trace. Marks. I will show you later what does it mean, marks. This is your 4 kung fu secrets of animation. If you will master them, of course, with your practice in the live drawing, right? You will be just, like in another level. You will have you will have your ninjutsu examen pass. So please do that. Please like remember these things. Of course, for now they can be just like a words with no meanings. But if you will join our course, you will hear them a lot, and I will be I will try to put them in your in your head, because this is very important. All right. So this. Okay, maybe let's. Okay, I think I need to show you my reference. So you have to suffer to look at my face twice.
We're good. I think everyone enjoys it, so it's not a problem.
All right. So basically, when I have reference, I instantly pick the keys. For example, this is the first frame, right? This is the first key. This is another key because I changed. I mean, it's basically the key. It's the last moment of. I mean, oh, it's like a breaking moment, right? When something is change, or direction change of my movement, or emotion change. This is basically the key. So this key, you see. So what happened here? It's a frame 30. You see, I kind of gets a little bit more higher. I mean, more tall, right? My muscles can kind of get tense. Like I get some information that I kind of what? Like a little bit. I don't know the word. Like tense.
Yeah, tense.
Yeah. So basically, that happened to our Tulio as well. He get a little bit higher. And you see, I have my model, and to get here, I don't need much, because you see, it's just you go there, you go here, you use out of pack. Out of pack, it's like I said, another secret kung fu like that you have to master. This is like your lay table, and out of pack, it's when you take your paper from the pack bar and shift it, and basically what we're doing now. Boom, we click here below our one. You see, there is a peg bar, and I'm taking this frame from the peg bar. You see, I mean, this is a peg holes, right? And I just, go here, put it here, and yeah, I can retrace. I can draw like here to understand the volume or proportions, and of course, flipping. If you use out of pack or light table, it doesn't mean that you don't need to flip. Flipping, it's like a breathing. You have to flip all the time.
Exactly. It's like when you look at two images and one image is kind of like phasing into another one, you don't notice all of the little differences you might be doing differently. When you
Yeah,
flip, you kind of see two images just like bam, bam, bam,
yeah,
and you see all of the little minute details you've
yeah.
missed.
And also now I don't want to be very precise. I don't want to go straight tie down. I'm fine with that. It has the same kind of similar proportions. It's completely fine for me. Because I don't want to be very blocked by that. I just want to know my final movement, kind of keeping the same proportions. It's exactly what I want. Not more. I will do another pass, and I mean, not with the us, but in normal life, I would do another pass after, if I do in this kind of level the whole animation, and I will like it. I will show to the supervisor, and if they will like it, I will just keep continuing, just making another pass. Maybe also make it maybe even more rough, frames like as a breakdowns, because this is a key. That's why it's a little bit more in like consistent, right? But actually, when you have a keys, for example, it's only going to be 4 or 5 frames, and if you're going to make breakdowns, your breakdowns can actually influence your keys, and the keys can be changed because breakdowns add some desynchronization, overlaps and stuff, and sometimes you need to change the key because now you don't have one key, you have 3 frames instead of 1 frame, right? And you have to kind of move it a little bit differently. So that's why I don't want to be very polished right here, polished, to not overwork and be fast. The speed, it's your basically how to say, the faster you are, you more work you do, the best animator you are considered in a team, because you can deliver more work.
Could
And
push
if you
out
deliver
more.
more
Yeah.
work, people love animator who deliver more work, because you save because you save money for the project. So this is like honest truth. All right. So this frame I got. Next frame, this frame. You see, like this, like, oh, I'm confused, and then oh, some insight. Like I got something. Oh my God, really? So basically, it's frame 64. I click here. Boom. What's okay? I get even more. Up, because I get kind of surprised.
Mhm.
All right. So for now, I don't care about timing. I just put here. Yeah, basically that. So I'm gonna be higher here. You see, I need to find the place when it's gonna be. The body will be even more. Okay. Yeah. So it was like that. Now it's like that. Okay. You always have to think, because many students don't understand that what you animate in the frame, it's not everything that you have to remember about the character. Character is staying somewhere that you don't see, and the place of his legs is very necessary to understand, because when I stay, I can move my weight from one leg to another. It doesn't mean that I'm blocked by the frame and I cannot move. Or if I move, I have to, if I, like with a slide, I have to make it with with understanding of the weight. I can basically, I always say to my students to draw a thumbnail like that, with every frame, with every key. I mean, for example, when the Tulio, the character will kind of move, and this is like a frame where we have here. Of course, and every frame, every key, you have to understand how the body will move in general, because it's not only about emotions. It's emotions actually also like now say showing by the body language. Your body language also shows your emotions and show your basically story, your thoughts. That's why it's important to understand what's happened below or around the frame, what we don't see. All right. So you see, when I flip, I try to understand, like to not block my character in the one spot. Yeah, okay, this is good. Same here. If we will have impression that our character just stop living here, it's a trap. Another thing, breaking point in understanding of animation. When you do animation, and if you think, it's fine, nobody will notice it. This is bad.
Lie.
Compromises are enemies of good animation. Believe me, if you will say, it's fine, It's okay. In the future, you will regret, really,
It's
every
like
time.
all of these like smear frames that have been done in like old Looney Tunes cartoons, and now they're like specific Instagram accounts that post these like
Yeah,
very weird off frames.
yeah.
Someone will be there to remember it.
But I think this smear frames actually also has some value. I'm not
Yeah, of
sure that
course.
they were meant to be hided. I think they're just perfect, like they are.
Well, I think they're meant to be kind of viewed in a sequence, so that's why they look natural. But when you
Yeah,
when you look at a smear frame on itself, not moving, like
yeah,
when they have like 16 pairs of eyes just going in like an arc, amazing.
yeah, exactly. So, okay, the zero. So basically here, you see, I still have one pose, let's say. This is still one pose. Tulio looking at the left. He's just changing emotions, but I would say this is one pose. Movement from here to here, it's still one pose. The pose doesn't change. It just little bit like minor changes, but the pose is the same. So we don't need to maybe look at other references for now. You see, like I did like like emotion change with one pose. That's why it's very important to get the first frame correct. Okay, so now I will draw his eyebrows. And now, of course, I will need a help of the references because I have to understand the language, the design, uh, how the mouse how the mouse works, how like the eyes works when they get more open. They flip. Oh, I hope Tupin will not crash.
Our
No,
fingers.
we're good for now. Okay, and now on my second screen, I have always references. So basically, what reference will suit our our face? This is okay, but he's just looking up, but he's also fine. The you see, I have opened mouse. He's also have more open mouse. This one also suits, but he's in different. I mean, I'm talking about the mouse, but he's in different angle, so will be not much of use. So yeah, I think this one it's I think the best, and we're just gonna try to get something like in terms of mouse, like from this to this, something like in between. All right, let's keep it here. Also, the shape of the eyes very important. Also, like I said, I usually suggest to not only look at the frame and the reference, but use it. Basically, you go here, boom, support. Do I have it? No, I have to save it. Oh no, I do have it. Yes. Okay, support, image, files, browse, references, and we go to him. Perfect. You see? Of course, use also a light table to see the scale, the nose. Okay. She has very big eyes.
Big,
Okay.
beautiful eyes.
Yeah, very beautiful. I'm not sure. Yeah, also, you have to remember that every shot was made by different animator. And if you use screenshots from different shots, basically character will be different. This is a rule. This is just like you have to accept that. Nobody drew the same character, never. Um, that's why when you will like look at the reference and say like, hey, but he's not also consistent. But he's consistent probably if it's a good animation in the one shot. In one shot he's consistent, in another shot he's different, but it's not his fault, right? Animator's fault. It's just if it works, if he is appealing, if everyone was happy, that's it. So basically here I think that if I put the same proportions of the face, the eyes are too big. I'm pretty sure that they're too big, so I just put them smaller. And I look at my light table, and I match to my table, because you have to adapt your reference to your character. You have to make your character pretty, not like use reference, and then you will like convince director that no, you do it right because you did like other animators in the team.
Also, someone in the chat mentioned how when people are doing like 2D animation, it like what you described happens, that everyone has this like specific fingerprint on the character.
It's true. It's true. You have to turn it off and see if you're doing something beautiful or not. Sometimes it's not the case.
It's like singing in the shower.
Exactly. You don't, yeah, but if you record yourself and here, you will see that it's not beautiful singing. That's why I have to do that. You see? Something is off, like, of course, like the character was looking up. It means his eyelashes went up, extremely up, higher. So I need to put it down. You see, and these kind of things you have to understand after live drawing sessions, because you will practice it and understand like how eye works, how eyelashes works, how muscles works, right? When we move and stuff, and there's like stretching and squashing and stuff. This is experience.
Exactly. You just are able to see more nuances in the body, like all of these like little things.
Yeah.
that the
One
person
like some like long time ago, I was convinced 100% that you will never understand how muscles works. When the body moves, there is no way to understand that how biceps and triceps and other muscles works in the body. But actually, if you work a lot with the muscles, and especially if you go to the gym as well, you understand how muscles works. And when
Yeah.
you're gonna draw the character, you understand that in this pose, these muscles will be more, active. In another pose, another muscles will be active. So this gonna help you, and you will with time, when you will pay attention, because animation, it's all about observation. uh that's why a long time ago, people was saying that animators always going to the zoo, to the parks, and sitting with the timers as well, to understand the timing of standing up, how many frames it's gonna take, and blah blah blah, because we learn from observation. That's why our YouTube is our best friend. We go to the YouTube, go to the Google, and like do your research. This is very, very important.
We have several questions from the chat. So
Yeah.
maybe we could answer them while you were animating. So Robin Mask is asking, when keeping the animation consistent, are you also considering keeping things like line weight consistent? Or is it something more like for the cleanup stage?
If you're doing, if you're doing cleanup, yes. If you're doing rough, tie down, it's not necessary, but
Mhm.
it's basically when you work as a rough animator, it's actually the line. It's more about how do you prefer to work. I mean, is this gonna be thin? It's gonna be. I prefer, for example, I prefer to work with blue colors because with that I know that it's rough. When I work with black, I'm trying immediately I'm trying to be more clean and more accurate because it's a fine like it's a final line. I don't want to be messy. But if I work with the blue or I don't know red, it means like it's still rough. You can be messy, you know. It's I kind of get more loose with that. So basically, it's up to animators. I know some people that were very trying to do all tie downs, rough animations, so pretty. I mean, like very like light and like almost like with a pencil and stuff. But it's just because way like that way to work.
Mhm. And we also have two questions. What I think they would be best if you kind of answer them together. So
Yes.
first one comes from Loopy Parts. Uh, Again, question for animation. Is it important to focus on the movement of the animation rather than making every drawing as nice and accurate as possible? And
Both.
then we have another question from Stella Lukman, who like is from also a different direction. How do you make the motion less stiff when you're animating using pose to pose? I find that I often sacrifice movement for consistency with this, and I'm not sure how to maintain both, which I think are two questions that are kind of
Yeah.
a little bit related.
So can you repeat the first one, please?
So the first one is what's important to focus on? Is it like what is more important, the movement or like the accurate drawing when you're animating? And the second one goes when I animate pose to pose, I feel I'm getting too rigid. I try to be too accurate, too nice, and I lose the
Yeah.
motion.
So I will answer first question first. So basically it's a both, but of course depends on the project. Sometimes character get more loose and it's more important the movement. How expressiveness. I mean how expressive the pose is, and the movement. But I'm pretty sure you have to be in the limit of consistency. You cannot just you know stretch
Explode the
or
character.
or yeah, change the model. He has to be in model, but with this kind of style, like he can be a little bit more loose, but still in model in this style. So both. And second question, like what's is more important, right? So
Yeah.
how to do, I mean, again, it depends of the shot, depend of the movement, but both things are important. And if you do movement or like dynamic or whatever, you still have to be consistent. This is the difficult part, that
Internal
animation is
balance.
very difficult. And that's why we're talking about that now, about consistency, because it's extremely important to make your character alive and consistent. You cannot just select one and choose one, do one or another. I mean, I'm guessing if you're talking like, oh, do I need to be consistent or like alive? I mean, animation more so it means no movement. Consistency, so it means like, I don't know, like maybe eyelashes moves, like people, like our people's, or opening mouths, you know,
Like those
the
beautiful illustrations where they have like eye blinking stuff.
exactly, or maybe like very minor movements, but it's not what we like about animation. For example, there is a extremely gorgeous animator, James Baxter.
You mean the
I will
horse
share.
from Adventure Time?
No, no. There is another thing that called Roberto. Roberto.
Oh yes, I've seen this test. It's so cute.
Yeah, like I will share my sound.
Hmm.
Guardate che roba! Cartilagine mobile, pieghevole! Trovatemi due orecchi più belli di questi, io me ne vado, per carità.
So this is what you have to do, all of you guys. Consistency and the expressiveness. So basically, this is also my favorite example for my students about the movement, about the consistency, about the, for example, here. Yeah, so here dog has one pose. This is one pose. He sit. And basically, all this frame, look, all this start from this moment when he sit. Starting from this moment, this is like, this is one pose, this one pose, one pose, one pose, one pose. This one pose. This is minor movement, doesn't change the pose. This is still one pose. Basically, it could be one key. Basically, here one key, maybe this hand, another key. That's why. And look how much work, how much vividness within this one pose. This is also about the consistency, and it's about the, being alive. This is another pose. Look, he changed here. This is another pose, and look at his ears. Look at his eyes. His even muscles of the face. Look,
Mhm.
look, when he's doing some, you see some
It was a cheek.
yeah, this part, like chin changing, like getting thicker. Yeah, and ears all the time moving. Eyebrows moving. This one pose, but within the one pose there is so much movement, so much expressiveness. Yeah, this
It
one
was cool
pose,
how
this one pose. Yeah, I love this trick. With this one pose, he didn't need to make this pose, but he did because he loved playing with volume. That's why he is great. That's why this animation is brilliant, because he plays with the volume so well. He keeps consistency so well, and it doesn't change his expressiveness. So that's why it's just the top of the tops. Yeah. And even here, look, this accent. Last thing, like in the, yeah, even here, like all the time, like the arcs of the head, and last accent when he's doing like rida. Yeah, rida, like just to finish with an accent, like bam, and you just like a mic drop, basically. And that's why when you will master the the design, I mean how to get in model, and then you have your skills in drawings that lets you play with the volume, having one's reference of the character from another animator, and with understanding maybe different angles, you can play and make it. But to make this consistent, to make this expressiveness, you have to make rough. And thanks to the keys in model, you can make
build
construction.
off
You
of
can
it.
make,
Yeah.
you can make a build, just
Mhm.
simplified build, and move it. And that's why I was saying in the beginning that you first start with the reference, then you go to the, for example, you put the character in pose, and then you play. Then you play and you make this him like expressive, if you, because like my animation, my reference, again, it's very simple. But if I would do some acting like he did, I would just like play with the shoulders, with arms, with elbows, with angles and stuff. Okay, and now I could really properly make the rough animation, like very loose, to find the arcs and stuff, and only then go to the model keys, like select keys and work. For example, I will make 20 frames like straight ahead, and then I will go to the 5 frames like in this animation, and precise them first, and it's gonna help me to be consistent.
And also we have one little question. When copying a reference from another animator, when it goes from just using a reference to plagiarizing. Like, is
Plagiarizing,
there?
like plagiate, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There is no plagiate, plagiarizing. Simple. There is no trademark on your drawing when you do common project.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah. I guess it's just the intention, I think, is different in plagiarizing. In plagiarizing, you just want to cut corners and just don't do the work you're supposed to do. And when you're collaborating like this, it's for you to just understand, to have clarity how
Actually,
to
when you do
use the character.
freelance, you don't have any, I mean, you have no rights. I mean, this is your work, you get paid, and the rights is for the studio, right? Studio has the rights for your animation. And basically, when you as also as animator in the studio trying to make animation, and you basically use the rights of the studio. So everyone's drawings it's the rights of the studio, and you use it and use it. So it's how it works. I hope it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it is. There we go. Yeah, Libby Parts agrees. Work smarter, not harder. It's important to work as a team, especially when you're working on an animation project. Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And actually, while we're still here, if you like what you see and you've been thinking of maybe starting your animation journey, or maybe you've been animating for some while and want to kind of refresh up on your skills and maybe improve them, you can always go to the description and down below. We already opened the sign up for the October courses. So there's just enough time to kind of think everything over and maybe start or continue your journey.
Yeah. So basically what you see now, I'm looking at the reference from on the right, and I like more the angle of this animation. Of course, this he kind of looked maybe more tilted. His head is tilted, but I'm looking to on his shape of the face. Basically, that's why I will work like that for now.
Yeah, the fact that you can pull the references out of the workplace, out of the work zone, it's really good. I had a
Yeah,
problem with TV Paint when I started because I would use references. I would like import an image. I would like move it to the side. I'd move it back because I'd be used to like Clip Studio Paint or Photoshop where they kind of retain the image.
yeah.
Heartbroken.
Yeah, and now they have like 2.12, so I think it's gonna be more amazing. I don't know. I don't use it yet, and I don't know, maybe like I think they add many things there as well. Also, another thing that I kind of like, someone told me once, when you draw with pencil, less you push, faster you are. I mean, less you press on the pencil, faster you are. Basically, that's why I tried to draw with a small size of the pen into Paint. I kind of have impression that it's gonna be, it kind of gives me speed as well, kind of. I'm not sure if it's really like if it's the case, but
Yeah.
I like to believe in that.
Well, I mean, whatever keeps like helps you going. It's like the same thing with the blue and red color. Like on the
Yeah,
surface, it could see like it doesn't have any purpose, but actually it just helps you to get into the right mindset.
exactly. It's like a Dr. House has a fire flame on the lens. It gets me him faster. So I'm trying to get right. See, I flip as well a lot. Also, I was talking about the marks in the beginning. Marks, it's you see the red frames that I made here and here. Basically, I put the mark like it's like here. You see, I put the marks. In T-Paint, this tool. I mean, how to say tool or what's it like?
Yeah, tool.
Thing
Mhm.
called image marks set and image marks clear is basically what I did, and I can move on my selected marks between them with the image marks previous, image marks next, and helps to them. I can skip the second drawing and go straight here to here. You see, and it's also another tool to understand the volume better, to better understand the design. Okay, I don't like his eyes with the dot in the middle. I think I will do that.
And also, what I notice what happens, even if you try to be as consistent as possible, there's still like little things
Oh
you kind
yes,
of miss. And when you go from one pose to second pose to third pose, you kind of that all of these like little things they add up. So when you
yeah,
look at the first and the last image, you're like, oh no, these are like two different characters, though I used
yeah,
references like on the every part.
exactly. And even now, for example, I think I have to use another ref. It's
Me and Lady
where is it?
Marian from Robin Hood, I still have beef.
This one. Oh yes,
When I animated, I would use like different angles and they would be drawn like by different people. But the vast differences, not only with like little proportions, but with design itself. Sometimes she would have just like
yeah.
not like a different dress, but just like different sleeves altogether, and it's like different proportions.
and
And you
and
just
she it's
okay.
yeah, it's because it was much older animation,
Yeah.
or it was not
Also, the designs are so
not that
nice.
consistent. Exactly, that animation was not that consistent, but it was appealing
Yeah.
anyway. So that's why appeal can hide many problems. If you can draw well, and you know, and you have a taste, you're basically good. I don't like his eye. I know he's in different volume, but maybe it can help me. Okay, I think I have to move on, because other parts of his design will make him more close. Okay, so what else we have here? Yeah, we have already three uh imported images. Okay, this is very low quality. Low, yeah, I don't like. Okay, let's check this one. Okay, so his mouse a little bit weird. I mean, we don't want that. I also really love to paint 11 for making auto saves. It's just game changer.
Couple more questions. One of them is from sorry, I probably will butcher the name, that from Abud Ayman. And the question is how to have consistency in like characters, like the dog from the James Baxter's animation, when shapes are these like organic, but have to adhere to perspective, like how you would just go around a character that has like a lot of perspective in the shot.
I mean, basically, you simplify the design into simple shapes, and you understand the anatomy of the dog. You understand the the bones that we use that we see in a dog's construction. I mean, James Baxter animated one of the best animated horses in the world, I think. So he knew how to approach the animals. Basically, you have to study them. You have to study anatomy. And maybe he has a dog and he see the dog every day, and maybe it's better to understand him. Like I said, animators, we are I mean, they observers, right? We observe stuff and we learn from the life to show the life, right? That's why maybe he did that, and yeah, basically simplify the shapes and understand the purpose, right? Understand how it works, the functionality, and with that, I think it's gonna be manageable.
We have another kind of similar question from Eileen Huang.
Yes.
And how do you stay consistent with like exaggerated poses when you have more stylized characters like Tom and Jerry? I struggle with characters that are more round and have less angles in them.
Yeah, but again, just the volumes, the volume should stay the same. When you animate the ball, bouncing ball, you have to be consistent. You have to not lose the volume, right, of the ball, basically. And you can exaggerate. You can make the arm kind of more stretched, but you cannot make it like 2 meters long, right? You have to be consistent in the way how the character will be perceived. That is not gonna be different character at some point.
Yeah, and also have one more question from Abud again. In cleanup stage, how should we approach the line art? Because I often notice that I lose the energy of the rough sketch.
Oh yeah, this is 100% true. The cleanup dries the animation. So basically you have to make your animation 200% alive to make when you dry it to have its 80 at least, basically.
Also, we have a comment from also James Baxter had been animating for years, so probably he would have a good grasp on perspective and anatomy. Yep.
Oh yes, that definitely. That's true.
And also, while we have a chance, I would actually love to talk about, since this is part one of the two-part workshop, and on the second part, we're going to review your submissions that you're going to send over 2 weeks in our special like link down below, and it also has submission rules. So because we kind of want specific things to look at, we would want some specific things from you to fulfill. So I want to go a little bit further. You can go down below in the description and find the rules for them yourself. They're pretty kind of encapsulating everything you need to know, but I'm just going to go over and talk about the little points. First of all, it has to be submitted before August 1st, I think 17 UTC, so 5 UTC, 5 p.m. So there would be enough time to actually upload them, look through them, kind of prepare ourselves a little bit. So before August 1st. Second, you have to submit a head turn. You can include the shoulders with or without a change in emotion. The main thing we're looking for is consistency and how you're going to be consistent throughout the animation. So if you can manage a change of emotion, do it. If not, a head turn is going to be okay. The whole animation has to be less than 3 seconds. There could be a couple of seconds before and after to kind of for the brain to kind of get used to the picture. So you don't have to like start straight up from the movement. But the movement itself has to be pretty short and concise. And third, the most, or like fourth, the most important rule out of all of this, as you can see, we've been using a lot of references and relying a lot on specific references and how we use them. We want to do basically the same thing with you. Not only I would ask you to include your references, I would ask to put them into the file. And what would be like the ideal thing? You would take it's basically the same thing that's Edward doing. You take a face from the thing you reference from, and you just like overlap it with your drawing. So when we turn the visibility of the references on, the face, the original kind of your drawing and the original reference would be on each other. So we would be able to see how actually in kind of how much references did you use, how did you use them, and how it helped you to stay consistent.
Yeah, or
Because
you can put it just on just here, like
oh yeah,
around.
So it won't be so have to look and Google and find like a different version of the character you didn't reference specifically.
Yeah.
And would go in a completely different direction that won't be useful for you. And yeah, it has to be before August 1st. By the way, are there any specific, maybe any kind of good designs people could take? Does it matter from like where they come from? I'm probably understanding that it's better not to use your own characters because sometimes if you draw your own characters, you're not even consistent
Yeah,
with your own
since
artwork.
it's a kind of an exercise, I suggest you
Yeah.
to use existing characters because you
Mhm.
are 100% sure that they were made by professionals,
Mhm.
and that you have enough material to get in the model. Otherwise, you have to be not only animator, you have to be also a character designer and prepare everything for it. And
That's
and
another
again,
kind of beast. Yeah.
yeah, this is completely different. I mean, you can be a character designer, can be an animator,
Mhm.
but since it's just it's an exercise, and it's gonna be easier for me to see the appeal and to see what was most important for the in the character design for the
Mhm.
animators.
Loopy Parts is asking, should we record ourselves during the head turn?
It's up to you. For me, it's more about the if you actually your animation should be understandable right
Mhm.
away without video.
Mhm.
But yeah, so it's not about the acting, it's about the consistency. So I think you don't have to, and
Mhm.
don't have to record yourself. For me, I mean, to give me your video.
The images of the characters is enough as references.
Yeah. So we kind of get, you see, slowly but steady, we kind of get to the model, I think. Is quite similar, but still there is could be things to work.
Loopy parts. If it makes you feel better, you can go to the Discord server, and when you be like animating the piece, you can share your references, including your video. I would be
Yeah.
happy to see it anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, and also there's an important rule inside of the submission rules. It's not like about the like material itself you're going to share. It's more about how you would organize it. So for us, it would be easier if people had a specific naming convention. So we'd be able to see who did it, what's the character, and
Yeah.
what type of thing that is, because we can't see most of the files. They'll be kind of hidden behind just like an icon, so we won't be able to know what exactly that is. So once you go into the rules and you open it up, there's a specific kind of way to name all of your files. And if you can, well, I sincerely ask that you would, because I would be the one who files and sorting them out, that you name them correctly according to kind of our naming suggestions. So, thank you.
All right, and so we have only one frame left here. When I turn. So basically, what I did, I pushed my body forward. So it means I transfer my weight from one leg to another. Of course, I was sitting here, but I assume and I know that I will do that, because even here you see how my body moves to the left. And even I really feel how, by looking on this reference, how I press more weight on my left part of the butt. So this is less what I feel even. So you have to also to show it. By the way, how many people we have on the stream? How many people are
Well, there's
looking?
52 people. There's like a whole crowd. I think I'd be so
Nice.
stressed out if this was live, like 50 people just staring at us.
Hello, guys. I
That'd
would
be
love
so sweaty.
I would love to see them in real
Well,
life.
yeah, when you see even like people in person, but
Yeah.
still,
You know,
I'm very thankful for
yeah.
the people who are writing in the chat. Thank you. This is like the best substitute we can get for like people giving us like feedback right away. Usually we would see faces, just like, no, people love this.
I mean, I'm trying to not get it too long. I mean, but when if we would be in real life, I think it would be much more difficult to be fast and not get stressed by time.
True.
I will
Also,
do
when
only
you were
one.
talking,
I will do only
yeah.
one more drawing, and then I will make some very rough breakdowns.
So we could see the essence.
Yeah.
When you were talking about when you kind of your journey with understanding muscles and everything, especially when you go to the gym and you start to understand like what muscles is responsible for what, I kind of had a funny story, kind of similar. I was sitting in like a hair salon and I got my hair. It's initially very black, so not black, it's very dark. But when you have to dye it, you have to stay a long time in the same pose, and it's very uncomfortable. So at one point, I started. It was like I think it was like 4 hours on that chair. My head is fried, and I sit and I look and I try to turn my head, and I realize I'm not turning my head. I'm contracting the specific muscles in my neck that allows me to move, and like I contract the muscle, and the rest of the head, just like a bobblehead, follows it. And it was a incredibly unnerving realization, but really helpful when drawing characters.
It's true. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Oh, and but while we're here and talking about like figure drawing and stuff, I don't know if I already told it a couple of times,
not yet.
but we have practices that happen every week on our Discord channel. They're completely free for students and all of the people who just want to study. Right now, we have two main practices, and one of them is figure drawing on Sundays. We call them Sunday sessions. So it's basically about 2 hours of very quick figure drawing. We start with models that go from 1 minute, then we go to 3 minute models, 5 minute models, and then we have like a 10 and 20 minute model at the end to kind of gracefully finish it off. And afterwards, all of the people, well, most of it, it's not mandatory. I just like seeing when people share their stuff. You can share all of your drawings in the basically this little subfolder we have for it. And you know what's the best part of it? Because there's some people who come like for like a long time. You can actually see how they're slowly progressing from week by week. The drawings just get better and better. So
Nice.
we also have a question. Are there any suggestions for existing characters that would be good for the exercise? Maybe like off of your head, maybe you can recommend some.
Some characters to use?
Maybe.
I don't know. No, it's up to you.
All
You
of the
will not
creative
you
freedoms.
will not blame me for choosing your your character. This is up to you.
Not taking responsibility. That's good.
No.
Thinking about liabilities first. We have a question from the neat aspirant. Is this Adobe? No, this is TV Paint 11.
It's a French software for frame by frame animation only.
Mhm. Only. What I've actually noticed, it's very different drawing in like TV Paint and other programs. TV Paint is kind of,
Yeah.
when I draw in TV Paint, I kind of feel a little bit more loose than everything else,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Oh, actually, this frame is amazing for my pose that I'm doing now. So I'm gladly gonna use it. Which one is it? No, not this one, not this one. I can hide them, and this one. Yes, perfect. So basically, you see, yes. He's kind of turning, but also it's a little bit different from my pose. But I like it. I like the pose, the head when sometimes it's tilted. It makes it a little bit more in volume. Really love it. So basically, I like the pose, like the positions of everything, but you just have to change the emotion. Yeah, you have to also understand how to put the specific reference. For example, look, it was completely different pose, but I like the face of it, right? And you have to understand which face, which angle gonna work. But if it doesn't, but I like the kind of the angle anyway, you have to move it a little bit. That's I mean, you have to move it that way that's gonna work, but keep the idea of the angle and stuff. So now I think it's gonna work, but I'm not sure, but we'll see. I
We
hope my
have another
students from
question.
I hope my students from acting course looking at watching this
Hopefully
stream
y'all
right
are
now
here taking
because
notes.
we actually postponed our lessons because usually we have today our acting class, but instead of that I'm just talking to you and
Giving us stuff for free.
exactly.
We see where your priorities
If
are.
you're guys here also please write something in the chat.
Yeah, give us a hello.
Tomorrow I will ask anyway who watched it from the course.
Yeah,
So
all of this information is going to be on the test, the final test that everyone has to take.
yes,
It's real.
if you say in the chat that you are here and you're from my third
Yeah,
course,
you're getting an
you're
automatic.
you're getting points. You're getting more points.
You can choose one exercise and you get an automatic like A+ on it.
Yes,
I guarantee.
like Gryffindor, 20 points.
Anastasia has a question. Can the characters from Dead End be used for the exercise? Not
Dead
sure
end.
what
What is it?
I don't know. Maybe some specific show. I'd say it comes down like
it tells me something, but I cannot remember.
yeah, I don't
Anything.
remember it
Dead
as
end.
well. Well, I think the main thing is just understanding how much you can actually handle. Can you do I don't know how complicated the designs are.
Exactly.
So
It's up. Yeah, it's
like
up to your level. It's
if it's
better to
something you
have.
feel you can do, then yeah.
Yeah, it's better to have an easier character, but handle it very good and play with
Mm-hmm.
the volume instead of having super complicated character, and just be very stiff or unexpressive.
We have Eileen. I'm from the body mechanics course, so it's the second one, but you're
Second one,
like
yes,
getting information beforehand. That's good.
yeah.
And another question from Loopy Parts. How many frames should I use in this exercise?
How
Also, I'm
many
taking notes.
frames? It's it's up to you. You see, I have only 4, right? But I am planning to have some more breakdowns. But I don't know, like under 15 for sure. 100%.
And we also have
Okay.
another question, not specifically related to the exercise. I'm gonna make an animation in like the style and technique of anime. Do I need to focus only on the key poses, or I can add breakdowns as well?
If you will add breakdowns, it's gonna be easier to understand the movement because the keyframes. Actually, I on one of my core classes, I said to my students this kind of like allegory, not meta. What's the name of this? Like an example, basically. The keys is like your plan of travel in Japan. The
Mhm.
keys is just a plan. You go to the, I don't know, for example, the agency, like a
Mhm.
touristic agency, and they give you a plan. For example, one day you're gonna go to Tokyo, Kyoto, whatever. This is a plan. This is a keys, right? Just directions, information, what's gonna happen. Because keys answer questions, what happening. But the emotions that you're gonna get in this travel, in this trip, it's the breakdowns. Breakdowns, it's the juice, it's meat of the animation, and breakdowns shows answering questions, how keys as answering questions, what happening, and breakdowns how it's happening. Okay,
Basically, all
so
of the tasty food and souvenirs you get on the trip.
exactly. So if you're gonna make only the keys, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be useful, but not as how to say not gonna work, right? Per se, as animation. I would say it's just gonna be like bullet points of animation. That's why I suggest you to add some breakdowns.
Ooh, and also we have a question. Can we use characters from a like 3D animation
Yeah,
production or
definitely.
it doesn't matter?
Yeah. Video
Uh,
game, whatever.
I would
What
say
you
yes,
prefer?
but be careful because I went
Yeah,
to do like a turnaround of a character who was initially 3D, and I was like, oh, I'd totally be able to find like all of the references I need to make it, and like it's gonna work. And then I had to translate the 3D design to like a 2D character, and it was harder than I expected. So also proceed with caution, but proceed in general.
yeah. I would say yes, but again, up to you. You have to be smart about what character you choose because you have to make it good, not just complicated. Again, sometimes if students make animation complicated, I don't give points if it's not working. Like, you know, sometimes like, oh, okay, it's not gonna be perfect, but it's still gonna be complicated. For example, it's I think it's less good because if it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. You know, yeah. So I prefer that animation simple but work. Sometimes you see I add some tone because it helps us to feel better expressiveness. For example, his eyebrows very important, and I want to have impression that he has some his intention a little bit. Yeah, like that. Maybe some tears will be here already. A little bit visible, maybe not. Okay. So basically what
Hey,
we
we do
have.
have someone from the acting course.
Who? Who is that person?
There we go. Well, it's the nickname is Jenny May, so I have no idea.
I have no idea as well. Reveal yourself.
The Discord chat. The student one. You don't have to put your name here, please don't.
No, I don't know. I'm kidding.
We'd have to delete the comment.
I'm kidding. He will tell me in the course. Okay, so now we have to look at the design and check what's happening to his hair behind him. And also again, go this on mark and check the first and last post. This is extremely important. I can also, since it's not that important, I can do that.
There we go. There's a consistent shape.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Some beautiful tones here. Yeah. Here as well. Let's make it pretty.
Add some pizzazz.
Yeah. But people in the weeklies that will look at this will say, "Oh, I want to use it as well as my reference," and you will be so proud that, "Oh, nice! I put my characters in a model so well that now it's in a Bible." Once it happened to my friend. He was actually here in our last stream, I guess.
Graduate review? Oh,
Yeah, Francisco.
Francisco?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He was working on Scavengers Reign. I mean, he was my supervisor, and he did so well in terms of design that they just took his designs to the like a model sheet.
Yeah, you can go to our YouTube channel, and I think it's in our either graduate streams. It's a special kind of event we have for all of the graduates who finish with the top marks. Basically, they get kind of a feedback review session with someone who's been working in the industry and been working on like impressive stuff. So
Yeah.
next one, I think we're gonna have actually in like first or second week of August, after the second part of our workshop, we're gonna have another graduate stream. but this time with another animator. But I advise you to go and look through the feedback sessions, first of all, because they're very, very good. They're very insightful. Every animator who comes, they come from very different backgrounds and they bring very different and interesting perspectives. We had one guy who was kind of famed for being very fast with his work, consistent and fast. And he showed different tips and tricks in TV Paint as well on how you can basically use some stuff to kind of ease up your progress. Last time, we talked about Scavenger's Reign and actually discussed the question we had in the very beginning: what to do when you have a character you need to draw, but you don't have a lot of references. And he basically talked about how he collected and he and his other colleagues collected this library of characters that was slowly growing bigger and bigger and
Yeah,
bigger.
it's basically what I said, that
Mhm.
we always use other people's work to get into the model better.
Mhm.
Because basically you have more and more with the more you go in the project, you basically more like poses you have in your library to use, and faster you are and the better you are, you go straight to the model. So yeah. All right. So basically now let's go. We have everything. And after when when you put kind of this poses in model, you go to the breakdowns again. Like here we have quite simple process, simple idea of movement.
Mhm.
But if it's more complicated, of course you have to make the rough version of it first. But now you see, I go straight to the keys, and now I go to the breakdowns. So I add like several frames. So what happened here? You see, I start to open my eyes a little bit more, and my head start to move up first. So basically, I do that. So I have to a little bit move my face, my head forward. See, I put that. The neck will also a little bit go forward, but the body will kind of keep the same because it's very little movement, very little. So I move. Okay, I have one maybe angle. Yes, one angle movement here, and I have also that frame. Maybe okay. Maybe I will put it in between. So yeah. So now I put also, this is very important. I put my next frame, next key and previous key, and now I have to make a breakdown between them. And I do like very close to the green because I really want to be close, but I still moving to the orange one, to my next frame. That's why when you do like breakdowns, it's better to have very well drawn already keys. It's gonna save your time to make your rough in model and consistent. And people in the weeklies will say, "Oh my God, this guy or girl works so fast, and he and already in model. Oh my God, it's gonna be like ages that I will be fast, fast the same like this."
And then you'll get invited for feedback reviews,
Oh yeah,
It's just like
please,
a
please,
set path.
please come. Yes, please come to our school and share your experience. But the eyes, like I said, go already right away close to the orange one because they opening faster. The eyebrows will be somewhere in the middle, I guess. A flip. Too fast, I think. This is gonna be closer here. So the hair is not that important, so it'll be even faster. For now, again, it's breakdown. We want to go to breakdowns, be consistent, kinda, more or less. But the most important is to check if the animation, if the movement works as we want, as intended. You see, like I said, twice line twice slimmer, the speed is twice faster. I keep
We have a
repeating it
question.
because I want to
Y-
believe in that.
We have a question from Nathaniel. For this assignment, would you like us to include lip sync as well? It would
It's
be
too
very
much.
hard time
Too
wise.
much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah. Your whole animation has to be up to 3 seconds, like the whole movement, the whole
Yeah.
kind of
It-
turn. So you could probably like include like like
It's
maybe
not,
like
yeah,
a
it's not
face change.
necessary, basically.
But
If you
yeah,
want, yes.
if you
But
feel you can pull it off. Yes.
but it's not what I will look for. What I will,
Mhm.
like a review, give a feedback about.
Yeah. I'll be mostly focused on how you use your references to keep yourself consistent.
Yeah.
I would stick only to like a head change with maybe like emotions like this example, maybe from like a frowning to a surprise, something you can do, but probably nothing more complicated than that. Even though this is complicated enough.
True. Oh, I'm not doing, for example, I want to make some kind of slowly, like how to say, slowing, long slowing, like slowing down, but I'm changing a little bit the volume because if you only retrace your previous frame, it just gives you nothing. It's gonna make your animation very I would say flat, like almost cut out. You have to always work with volume. Volume should change. Even for example, it is example, but it's very efficient. For example, this is my face. Like I look at the camera right now.
Mhm.
Basically, you have distance from my bones to my nose, exactly kind of the same, kind of similar. But if with no movement, I mean no rotation of the head, I will move my right or left, you will see the difference now. It's different angle now, basically. And when the character just do that, it's maybe a little bit more, like it's a small movement, but it's still changing the angle a little bit. I'm going higher than camera. Yeah, so it's changing something. If you not change, if you just retrace, it feels like you're doing cutout animation. It feels like just the same drawing, sliding. And it's not about the like redrawing, like another drawing, another line. It's not about the line, I would say twinkling, the line wiggle. It's about the volume.
The nuances, the
Yeah.
volumes.
Mhm. See, for example, I'm putting the hair a little bit higher, like lines of the hair. And this a little bit lower. It's gonna make some small rotation. It's like this gonna be not just the same frame. Maybe a little bit more going down here because I want to have a little bit more volume shifting, like yeah, like that. It's barely noticeable, but it's not about that you have to notice it, you have to feel it.
Be honest, all like a lot of animation is just like the subtle. You think you're drawing the same image, but actually, like part of the stuff is already like different because of your
Yeah.
body. It's not moving at the same time.
That's
Like all in the minutes.
that's why people sometimes say that when you clean something, it's
Mhm.
reduce the vol
Mhm.
the
The nuances like that,
like
yeah.
nuances and stuff, but you have to be smart and you have to put them surely with no like accidentally like volume,
Yeah, no second
movements.
guessing.
You have to just be sure and put it like and it will be even in clean gonna be gorgeous.
Mhm. We also have a question from Diego. What would you recommend when you're animating complex actions? For example, when you have different body parts moving at like different timings. For example, when you talk and you have like moving hands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What
Basically,
would you kind of?
you have to make the whole animation that, for example, you have a faster fist or hand or leg, okay, but you have to make just, the whole body movement, but with the faster one or another part of the body, but the whole body will move, this for sure, and the whole body should be consistent, basically. You have to again create the keys first. I mean, you have to go in a rough animation first, and then you choose the keys and make keys consistent, make keys together, work together in volume, in the design, and everything. Yeah. Okay. So that and that is gonna be drop, and then this is gonna be more important when he rotates. So here. The face will be almost symmetrical. I want to make when you do something like that, like a turn, I suggest you to choose what will be your primary action, what's going to be your secondary action. My head will be my primary action, so my body will move a little bit behind, I mean slower. Okay, I can do the timing now because I did it very fast, but I can do the timing right away. So first, in the beginning and in the end, we have a pause. We have a hold. It is normal rule all the time. But then you just, there is a problem. This is like 6, 6 is good. Then he understood something. And now he turns, would be 7. All right, let's check. Okay.
It's alive.
Yeah. Here I'm gonna make more pose and here more longer hold. It goes here down and then up. It's not ideal. Yeah, you see, I did only one drawing between the keys and it's still stiff. I need to work much more, make more breakdowns to make it desynchronized, so settle movements and stuff. And for example, here make like faster movement. Yeah, for example, here is gonna be another frame already closer to the last one, for example, but not exactly, but closer. For example, like here. Uh, that's why it's better to add some breakdowns. Okay. Yeah. Of course, in the end, we miss some slow, like slowing down. Okay, here I don't like how it turns anymore. Yeah. But even here, I'll make some movement. Little bit more forward. And before this, I want to have some anticipation. It's too just straightforward. I want to have some blink. I never had blinks here. It's not usual for me. And the head gonna go a little bit below. Yeah. Yes, much better. I'm not sure. Do you see all frames?
Yeah, for me, it's good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, you see, yeah, you basically you saw the process, right, of working on this kind of shot. Um, Maybe, yeah, but of course, this process is not applicable for every scene,
Mhm.
like everything. It's just because this turn was not that difficult, right? And yeah, and you see basically the whole magic is when you add breakdowns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly how you said.
yes, but this I mean workshop is about the maintaining the consistency. But you see how much the consistent keys helps to understand even super rough breakdowns. My breakdowns just they have just a few lines, but when you have a keys that kind of keep remembering to the brain, to our eyes, that hey, this is the final design. Hey, this and more brain keys you will have like that. Easier will be to make something fast as well, and like semi rough, semi tie down. All right. I think
Amazing.
for now we can park here.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions, guys?
We have one more question from Loopy Parts. It's more about the technical part of the exercise.
Mhm.
For the frames, you said it has to be well, I didn't quite understand the question. I'll just voice it out and we'll figure it out. Question for the frames, you said 15 at minimum. How do you
No,
get
no, maximum.
no
Maximum 15
maximum?
drawings.
There we go.
Maximum
Maximum
15
15.
drawings, yes.
Well,
I mean,
partly there's
my
your answer.
me, I have 11 drawings only, and I did
Mm-hmm.
some breakdowns. So I
Mm-hmm.
could add 4 drawings. It's gonna be enough.
Mm-hmm.
Some drawings to make some slowing downs or arcs better, maybe desynchronization, but it's gonna be enough.
Mm-hmm. And just a quick, the frame rate can be it's 24
24,
frames per
please.
second,
Yes.
and preferably like just go on 2s and 3, not more than 15 images. Will
Yeah.
probably be
Yeah.
one more question from Stella, and we'll be slowly closing off all of the questions. If you have any more questions about the specific exercise, about the school, about when's the next YouTube workshop, you can go to the Discord channel, join it. We have a special helper support that answers like more complicated questions, or if it's just really simple, something you just need a quick answer on, you can either DM me. I'm usually in all of the announcements and ask me that question, or you can go do the general chat, just voice it out and see who'll answer it first. Because usually we have a couple of very active members who are very welcoming, so they might get to you first rather than I. So we have a question from Stella, sort of unrelated with consistency, but you often use timing charts or freehand like this in the demo. The one eternal question, time charts. Do you use them?
No, I don't use time charts. I don't like them, and I prefer to plan everything. I mean, on my roughs. Basically, what you saw now with my just very fast, like few lines, and to plan the position of the head and stuff. Yeah, for me, it's easier than you working with the time charts.
Well, time charts were part like necessity when you had paper and you had to go through just miles and miles of just like paper. You can't go that's like slide back and forth. But now with all of the digital tools and what you have, the time charts are getting not less useful, but you can use other stuff to keep yourself
Yeah.
consistent and on track. So I think we'll finish off with all of the questions. If you have any more, last one. Will this be available for a rewatch? Of course, all of our YouTube workshops are open forever. You can watch them forever until, I don't know, you won't have access to the internet, then they probably won't be available. But we keep everything online and in open access. So you can go to our YouTube channel and watch all of our previous workshops on different kind of topics and also participate in the future ones. So again, I'm reminding you on the 2nd of August, we're going to meet again. That's in 2 weeks. And we're going to look through your submissions. So go to the link in the description, check out the submission rules. We talked about the rules somewhere like in the middle of the stream. So this is a perfect time to just go into the beginning and start right over. Just remember to refresh the page so we get another view. But, we talk about it there. But I think, yeah, this is a perfect time to kind of close out. We've been going for about 2 hours. That was pretty intense. Hopefully, the topic and the workshop was useful for you. I had fun, and it's always, a pleasure to watch Edward draw live. So hopefully, we'll see all of your animations on the next workshop. You bring the characters, the references, and name everything accordingly. And of course, if you like what you see here, and if you want to get feedback like we'll have in 2 weeks every week on your assignment, you should join the courses. They'll start in October. You'll go for 3 months, and it's perfect for newbies and for people who already have a foot down in animation if they want to do something bigger and better. Sorry. Thank you, Edward, for joining us today. It was really fun. I missed going on to workshops. This is always a pleasure for me. Thank you for the chat and all of the people who've been asking questions, writing comments. It was really nice. Hopefully I voiced all of the questions. I didn't miss anything. If I did, Sorry, but I probably didn't. I tried to be the best version of myself today as possible. So thank you, everyone. See you in 2 weeks with your works. Feel free to check all of the links in the description, and see you on the next workshop on part 2 and onward. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.
Hello everyone, this is Animation School. My name is Edward Kurchevsky, and I'm professional 2D animator based in Paris.
Bobby, would you care for a piece of pie?
I studied animation over 10 years in one of the top schools in the world, and now I'm ready to share my knowledge with you. In the past 4 years of teaching, my students achieved remarkable results and working in studios like Cartoon Salon, Skiald, studying in schools like Gobelin l'École de l'Image and CalArts.
I'm not sure what we've got here, Charlie. But if we've got what I think we've got something.
Our goal is to prepare qualified professionals in a short amount of time during our intense course. We are here to also create a bridge between you and studios and help you find your first professional position in industry. Online studying became one of the most important parts in worldwide education system, and I am pretty sure with us you will achieve great results. Good luck!
this classroom, in this school, I am God!
Me and my mom, you're fuck! Fuck's sake, fine! Try this dumbass shake.